Welcome to the world of Doogood, where we share stories of humor, hope, and inspiration. This one is about COVID-19, and since everything has two sides, we'd rather show the side not coming from global fear and drama channels. 159,932 recovery stories, week 15. Worldometer has been voted as one of the best free reference websites by the American Library Association, the oldest and largest library association in the world. They have a goal of making world statistics available in a thought-provoking and time-relevant format to a wide audience around the world. They have no political, governmental, or corporate affiliation. They release COVID-19 data that is trusted and used around the world by most important news channels. On 6th of April, there were 15,243 recoveries of coronavirus around the world. The day after, on 7th of April, over 23,000 stories. The day after, Wednesday, 8th of April, 28,139 recovery stories. Now imagine, 28,000 beautiful and amazing, heartwarming recovery stories just that day. Stories about love, kindness of strangers, and inspiring helpers and compassion just that day. 26,000 on Thursday, almost 20,000 on Friday, over 26,000 on Saturday, and 20,000 recovery stories on Sunday. That's 159,932 recovery stories in 7 days, which is almost 23,000 stories every day. Almost 1,000 stories every hour, over 15 stories every minute, one story every 4 seconds. There's almost 100 recoveries just during this video. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson endured coronavirus diagnosed beginning of March and thanked the helping nurses and doctors, later citing, "This too shall pass." Anna Fortunato, whose last name is Italian for lucky, a 90-year young survivor of COVID-19, has a message for us. Do not be afraid. Do not despair. Keep on fighting. Have that positive attitude and pray. And get out of bed. If I did it, so can you. William Bill Lapshis celebrated his 104th birthday with his family in Lebanon, Oregon, over chocolate cake and his favorite pizza at the beginning of April, also celebrating a full recovery from the virus. Her granddaughter Jamie Yutzi told that his recovery had been an inspiration to many people and credits the healthcare workers inside the Edward C. Allworth Veterans Home for keeping the outbreak relatively small inside a community house. They reported 15 confirmed cases and at least 8 of them have recovered, showing similar success stories as Bill has. Norwegian Game of Thrones actor Christopher Hivju has also been in self-quarantine after testing positive on 16th March with mild symptoms. He has advised people to follow regulations for staying safe and protecting themselves, but also the entire community as we're all into this together. Nigerian activist Oluwaseun Ayojede Osowobi, who runs Stand to End Rape initiative, endured the virus in a hospital with the help of staff who were trying their best to provide top-notch service to everyone at the center, including her. She even had one doctor's number, so she would text him or tell him of the symptoms or call him if she was feeling a certain way. When she was still vomiting and was being afraid to die, some of the nurses would come in and encourage her with saying words of prayer. Mamun Kato, an Ugandan based in London, UK, who recovered from the virus during March, said that while he was scared, he knew he had to be mentally strong and believed that he would get better. Louis Rees, an Air Force veteran from Metairie, Louisiana, discovered that while fighting colon cancer with serious underlying medical condition, he was also fighting the virus. He spent weeks in the hospital and was released beginning of April. The love and support they received around the world was very important for him, showing that we're all in this together. Geneva Wood, a 90-year young resident of Life Care Center in Kirkland, Washington, quoted, "I've got a lot of living to do," after recovering from coronavirus end of March. While Wood does consider herself to be strong, she passed all the credit for her recovery to family and God. She also said you have to have a lot of faith in God because He's someone that sees you through all of this. A 103-year young grandmother, Chang Guanfeng, became the oldest person to beat coronavirus in Wuhan, China, on the beginning of March, staying only 6 days due to no underlying conditions at Liuan Hospital. Wendy Hawking, an occupational therapist from Melbourne, Australia, suffered and recovered from COVID-19 at Prime Hospital in Dubai, and shared her story end of March because she wanted people to know there was hope, and if one followed the protocols of testing, isolation, and quarantine, it was possible to combat this pandemic. She also thanked the airport and hospital staff in Dubai for being so proactive in screening, testing, and admitting her that played a big role in her recovery. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II offered her message of hope during a rare speech beginning of April 2020, where she called for a global unity amidst the uncertainty we all face at the moment. She remembered her first broadcast she made in 1940 at the age of 14, where she, as a child, spoke to children who had been evacuated from their homes and sent away for their safety during times of war. She said, "Today, once again, many will feel a painful sense of separation from their loved ones. But now, as then, we know deep down that it is the right thing to do. While we have faced challenges before, this one is different. This time, we join with all nations across the globe in a common endeavor, using the great advances of science and our instinctive compassion to heal. We will succeed, and that success will belong to every one of us." Did you know that today more than 350,000 babies are born on this planet? That means that on week 15, over 2.4 million babies have held their mother's hand for the very first time. Welcome